13 years now since the war ended. 13 years of cheap, flickering lights and darkness. The last time the world was lit was when their spaceship, Halo, so named for its shape and its radiance, set the sky ablaze. When does a victory still count as a win? 11 years since I found work at this facility. It was meant to be a resocialization institution. They corrupted people, the ones with a weak will to live, transmuted them into the shape needed to be their troops. We call them angels. Flightless birds, but their claws sliced flesh like tissue paper, and their halo could burn through walls within seconds. That wasn't the worst thing about them, though. The worst thing was that death was no longer a category for them. Some people are careless in their thinking and their actions. Every war is a testament to that. For angels, the difference between life and death is no longer a valid distinction. And not just cognitively, it goes deeper. In my opinion, their hypnosis overstimulates the death drive of these poor creatures. After all, its job is to ensure that we cannot conceptualize our own end. It's just a hypothesis, but those are better than nothing, right? 11 years, but I only occasionally have the mental capacity to think about these things, and so I make correspondingly little progress. This won't lead to healing. The procedure has always been the same so far. We only found one medication that helped. It has a 100% success rate at dissolving the suffering. But we still haven't managed to sufficiently restore the pharmacological infrastructure, so after the first few years, we had to fall back on reserves and creativity on whatever was still available. My patient today is... there's no name in the official file. That's true for many of them. That's why I invent names. And more. I make notes on small quirks in their behavior patterns and spin biographies out of them. That's what I was originally trained for. Biography work for dementia patients. That was before the war. Taking notes has stayed with me. I started with myself. A little self-optimization never hurts, and it's interesting to find out what patterns one carries out to preserve oneself, where one might find frayed threads that would only need a light tug to bring everything crashing down. And now I write the stories of the angels. One might think that humanizing them would make the work harder. But I see it differently. For one, that too is resocialization. A metaphysical resocialization, since it enfolds them narratively into the history of the world. For another, it turns them into characters for me. It makes them plastic. Not people, but dolls. People don't have wings, no halo. But I still remember the wooden figures my mother kept on a bedroom windowsill. Angels. Now I write its story, and as befits any story, it's only logical that I, as its author, should bring it to an end. I take the 9mm off my desk and set off for Arena's room. That is the name I gave this angel. Its blood-red hair drips onto its white pillowcase. A few strands stay behind as Arena tries to sit up, leaving red streaks on the fabric. It sees its old weapon in my hand, stars in its eyes. It practically vibrates in the bed. It won't manage more movement than that. Its wings sheath its body, bound tight with dozens of cords. Its halo enclosed in a circular casing lined on the inside with mirrors. It took many casualties before we learned that was a good countermeasure against the alien radiation these things give off. I sit down on the wobbly stool beside its bed and raise the backrest of the bed so that it's at eye levels with me. I gently brush a hand along its jaw and press the button that opens the implanted muzzle. An apparatus that looks like a maw with fangs falls open and gives way for a pair of beautiful lips. They give off a faint glimmer, reflections of the cheap lights in this sterile cell. I lose myself in them for a moment or two, but I catch myself when I see drool leaving its mouth. The stars replacing its irises still sit on the fixed star in my hand, its old service weapon. A cure that works 100% of the time, but with the side effect that the angel usually dies. I am tired. Slowly I raise my left arm, the weapon at its end. I bring it slowly into position at Irina's temple. But mid-attempt it suddenly jerks. Startled, I flinch and I almost pull the trigger. Lucky for me, I have good trigger discipline, and I am a coward at heart. I open my eyes to wet sounds. Irina has the 9mm in its mouth. I feel it through the material. Its tongue runs along the inside of the barrel, counterclockwise, as it pushes the weapon deeper into its head. And out again, slowly with soft moans muffled inside the gun. Tears in Irina's eyes, small wrinkles beneath them, tears of joy, deeper again, gagging. It stays at the hilt for a few seconds. I hear its suffering and see its pleasure in it. Then out again. It's a horrifying feeling. Just let me put an end to all this. Irina is the last angel in this facility. I just want it to be over with. But I don't feel capable of taking this from it. Irina has suffered so much. It has earned liberation. It has committed so many atrocities. It has earned being ended. But I feel violated. Irina breaks from its pattern. This isn't Irina. It's a monstrosity with eyes that see through everything, with a body where anything can become a weapon, with a halo that can vaporize souls outright, and it's sucking on a weapon it once held in a previous life. I feel sick. I haven't eaten in 3 days, but something is still working its way up from my stomach. Yet whatever might be gathering there is held back by my rage. Why do these angels deserve liberation? I've spent my whole life taking care of others. If anyone is owed liberation, it's me. Why do I have to be violated? Why do I have to endure sexual abuse? I, too, have earned intimacy. But no, my body has for decades only ever been the means to sustain someone else's continuation beyond their own persistence. There's never been me. I never had a story. Enough. I take what's owed to me. Irina Salvia still clings to the barrel of the gun. It tastes sweet on my tongue. Even if it's indirect, after years of waiting. I take my first and last kiss